Howdy there guys, welcome back to Edgar TV. Today we're going to be doing the opposite of what we did the other day. The other day we did a video around the World Grand Prix of players who are going to be moving down the rankings, players that are defending a lot of money. If you haven't seen that one, go check it out. Today, we're going to be looking at who's going to benefit from the World Grand Prix. Players that went out in the first round a couple of years ago who basically get a free hit at this, and players who get a total free hit at this because they've never played in this event 2 years ago. So even by being in the event, they're going to benefit from new ranking money. First ones we're going to focus on are the players who went out early who I think could do well. Players that are not losing anything. It's all about gaining here. They don't gain by being in the event, but they'll gain from results of which they get. Martin Schindler recently won a European Tour, beating Ryan Searle in the final in Switzerland. I know it because I commentated on the match. Now, we look at the form of Martin Schindler. He's going to go at one place before a dart is even thrown, but he's closing in now on the world's top 16, and a run here would see him move much closer, where at the back end of the year, he could go into one of those positions. Dave Chisnall, another man in flying form at the moment, and when we look at the back end of the year, he's only defending 14% of his prize money over the next couple of months when all those big ranking events are coming on. He is not far away from the top 4, which means Dave Chisnall continues the form he's on. We will see him back in the Premier League because the top 4 get automatically invited. So keep your eye on Dave Chisnall. I think he could go in the top 4 at the end of the year, especially when you look at who's above him. People like Michael Smith going to be moving down towards potentially outside the top 16. Dave Chisnall is one I think is going to move in the right direction. I see him in the Premier League next year. I really, really do. Damon Heta, another player who could reach the top 16, the Premier League, sorry, currently firmly inside the top 16. Quarter-final here could potentially see him move into the top 6, where a title would see him in the top 4. Now, I spoke about Damon Heta a bit recently, and the reason being is because he's not defending much in major events. He's never really had deep TV runs. A lot of his money has come from Pro Tours and European Tours, which just goes to show that when he starts picking up those TV wins, when he starts going deep in tournaments, he's going to be comfortably inside the top 4. Which means he'll be a Premier League player. And I do see that next year, Heta and Chisnall in the Premier League. If you want to see who else I think is going to be in the Premier League next year, hit subscribe. That video will be coming soon. Early predictions for the Premier League. Ryan Searle, looking to get back into the world's top 16. I think he's got a good opportunity doing. He's reached a semi-final in this event in order to get to the top 16. But I think the top 16 for Ryan came a little earlier. As you know, I used to travel with Ryan. We used to share rooms together. His goal was to get in the top 32, and he raced up into the top 16. I think that came a little early for him, and I think he's going to go back in the top 16, but when he does, I think that's going to be more suitable to him than the first time round. I think we see him as a sustainable player in the top 16. He's in great form at the minute, quarterfinals, semi-finals, final, galore. I think he's going to do well. Gary Anderson, someone who's doing very well in regards to averages. He's the best player in the world right now. Not converted it into wins. Got a tough draw here, but I think could top up that first round of money for sure. Oh, it's Ryan Searle again. We'll ignore that one. We've already done that. Luke Humphries. Ryan Searle was meant to be Rob Cross, by the way. I've just figured that out. It was meant to be Rob Cross. So pretend we've just seen Rob Cross. Luke Humphries, the world number 1, defending just a first round defeat. That means any round that Luke Humphries wins is going to go on to his order of merit. And when Luke Humphries is world number 1, and if you take off £1 million off of Luke Humphries, he is still in the top 4 in the world. That's how dominant he has been recently. I can't not see him going out in the first round here. He's going to have a bit of a run, surely. He's going to top it up. He's going to pull himself away. He's already £600,000 clear of Michael Smith, who's going to have the World Championship money coming off soon. Humphries is going to be a solid world number 1 for at least another 12 months. Because that's when he's going to have to start defending things like the World Grand Prix, which he is defending the trophy of this time, but nothing in the prize money area. So what we got there is the players that played in it 2 years ago. These are free hits. Win the game. There are players now we're going to take a look at that wasn't in this event 2 years ago that all are to gain. Now, every few years you get like a changing of the guard where we lose some of the older players, we gain some new. We are going to go through that transition period over the next couple of months, and I believe it's going to be with a lot of players we're about to talk about right now. First list of players. A couple of players on here really interesting. Richie Edhouse played very, very well as of late, didn't he? Certainly had that 120 average, having an improved year, making a appearance here in the Grand Prix. Petretsko once again in the top 32. He takes on Barneveld, two players that are defending nothing. Luke Woodhouse is now up to world number 33, just £9,000 behind Scott Williams in regards to getting himself into the top 32. So could do so with just a couple of wins here, get himself into the top 32. That has benefits such as being in the World Championship second round, for example. £15,000 guaranteed, and also you do not have to play a seed in round 2 because you are one of the seeds. So there's benefits in the PDC regarding where you go. Cameron Menzies is also on that list as well. Someone who's doing very well at the minute. I think it's going to break the top 32. He's up to world number 40 now, and if he plays in these TV events at the end of the year, like he's played on the floor, he's going to take some stopping and will get to the top 32 in no time. But that's not the big names. They're doing well. But there's some big names, some big hitters like Luke Humphries who could really benefit from this tournament. Take a look at this list. Gian van Veen now inside the top 32. He's still on free money for the rest of the year. So the World Championships, everything that he does at the back end of the year is free money, and he's going to keep getting himself higher in that top 32 and more secure. Mike De Decker, really finding his form. He's up 2 places, 34th in the world now, just £13,000 off the top 32. I think he breaks that in no time. Josh Rock, now inside the top 16. He is defending money at the back end of the year. £88,000 to defend in total, but this is a free hit. And he's got free hits at the back end of the year as well along the way. So I think Josh Rock could be in a good position in order to do that. And Luke Littler, £30,000 now away from being inside the world's top 16. I think that means it's a certainty. I mean, if he gets to like the semi-final here, he's in the top 16. Then he's got the World Championship again, free money. Players' Championship Finals, free money. Grand Slam, free money. Everything's a free hit for Luke Littler. He is certain to be in the top 16 by the end of the year. I think we're not just talking top 16. I think we're talking top 8, maybe even further, where we start talking about top 4 for Luke Littler come the start of 2025. Where do you think he's going to be at the start of 2025? Certainly it's in the top 16. That's a guarantee. Unless he doesn't go to any events at the back end of the year, pulls out of everything, gets injured, everything like that. That's the only thing that can stop him from doing it. If he turns up, he's in. He'll be in the top 16. So they're the interesting ones to keep an eye out for who could go up. Now, when you look at the players that are defending and the players that aren't, the players that aren't defending are the players that are in form. Littler, Humphries, Schindler, Searle, Chizzy, Menzies, all these players that are in great form at the moment, defending next to nothing, and all the players that are at the top of the rankings who are not in form at the moment, your likes of Peter Wright, Gerwin Price, Michael van Gerwen, they're defending big money. So we could see a big switch around. This tournament could be the start of a new generation, of a new era. And that's what's going to be so exciting about it. And that's why I'm going to be covering it all week long. So make sure you subscribe for all your World Grand Prix coverage. And also I'm going to be playing in the World Masters this week, which I'll be heading over to this week as well. So it's not going to be lives all the time, I'm afraid, but I'll be on as much as I can. So make sure you are subscribed. We'll stay in touch. See you in the comments section, guys. Catch you soon for some more Edgar TV.